Are you feeling overwhelmed? Too many thoughts swirling in your head? Well, today, let's clear that mental clutter together. So, I want you to grab a pen and paper, and in just 30 minutes, what we'll do is we'll do a brain dump, sort through the chaos, and create a simple plan so you can then feel lighter, clearer, and more in control. Let's go. Welcome, Plannerettes. Today we're going to do a guided brain dump session, a simple one, but it's going to be a powerful way to clear that mental clutter that's maybe, making us anxious and feel overwhelmed over this weekend as we lead into those Sunday scaries, as we start thinking about the new week ahead. So, we're going to clear the mental clutter, reduce the overwhelm, and get clarity. So let's quickly say hello to Brenda. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm not sure. Am I on? I think I'm on, but I'm not seeing the chat coming through. So hello Brenda, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And of course, if you are watching me live, don't be shy if you do have any question at all regarding brain dumping or anything else that do pop up, come to mind, just let me know. And then that way, then, okay. Now I know why I couldn't see you learn something new each day when you go live with me. I had a filter on for things to look for, anything that had a big letter Q on it. So, hello, Brenda. Let's do that again. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, now if you are feeling like your mind feels like it's juggling a million things, like I know each and every day, not just, on the weekend or when it comes closer to the beginning of a new week. Today's session is going to help you get it all out of your head and down on paper so then you can breathe easier and then move forward with more focus. Okay. Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here so much. And then I'm thinking, this brain dump session might be a weekly thing that we can do. Not sure yet if it's going to be something that's going to be open to the public. For those of you who have been following me, I am looking at different income streams to help my family financially, and I have been dabbling in the idea of having a membership where we can take these conversation, not so much for the YouTube public where, sometimes you get punished by the YouTube algorithm if you're not making it all edited and if it's too long, and sometimes that can get in the way of just having an open, authentic conversation, because at the same time I have to make sure that my videos are getting pushed out there to non-followers, so then more of us can come together and do these things. Hello, El. Nice to see you. Alva, nice to see you. Is this your first time here? Please let me know. Type in new in the live chat if this is the first time you've been here, or maybe first time you have said hello in the live chat. I know I do have a lot of viewers that watch in the background while they're doing something else. Appreciate you being here, Alva. Thank you so much. Elle, hi, friends, and Marianne. Nice to see you. Susan, nice to see you. Thank you so much. So as I said, today's is a brain dump session. So make sure I'll give you a couple of minutes to get your pen, paper, your planner ready, so then you can have a brain dump session with me. Elle says, I appreciate the brain dump session. Yes, I can't write today, but listening last night and today has helped. Yes, I hope that you are okay. I saw your post on Instagram. So yes, lots of rest. And I think I've been there where you are, where you might have pinched a muscle, and so now it's very difficult for you to breathe. Yes, my first time. Oh, excellent. I'm so happy you are here. Yay! Welcome, Alva, and thank you so much for joining the Plannerettes community. Excellent. All right, so here's what we'll focus on today. We're going to dump everything swirling in our brain onto paper, because it's no use being up there, creating anxiety and then having self-doubt, then just, oh, the overwhelm and the anxious thoughts that it can bring you by just having it in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to write it down on paper, because the act of writing itself, it's a great mindfulness activity. It helps you focus and it gives you that space. When you start to see the words on paper of the things that's been in your head, you can see it a lot clearer. You're more rational about it. You'll get, cognitively, you get to see that, is that really important today? Does it matter? Is it urgent? So it gives you a little bit more time to look into it, rather than just having it bounce in your head, rattling in there, driving you crazy. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to sort and group our thoughts, because great, we've got it out of our head and down on paper, but what we're going to do is we're going to take action about it. So then, and it's going to be simple. Don't worry, it's like, oh my God, we have homework to do. No, it's just going to be small, simple, actionable step to get that momentum going. Because a lot of the time, the procrastination that we come across is based on not knowing what to do next, or which one's more important, or which one's more urgent. Because, Marianne, they're all important, they're all urgent. Well, actually, they're not. And once we put it down on paper, we get to see it a lot more. And then we're going to create a simple plan for what's next. All right. So by the end of this session, you're going to feel a lot lighter, clearer, and more in control. Excellent. Yay. Well done. Welcome, Alva. Elle can only breathe shallow. Very sorry this had to. Oh, I've had it happen to me a few times. And yes, I did note that you said about stretching, and that's why stretching now for me, one of the key things that I do as part of my morning routine is just stretching and making sure, because a lot of times I pinch the muscle under the rib, and maybe I'm just pulling the couch a little bit, or I open the drawer and something's off, and then my poor husband, I'm going, I can't breathe. I'm like doubled over. So yes, stretching is very, very important. Melinda, hello, how are you? Afternoon. Oh, nice to see you. Okay, so what I want you to do, if you already have your planner, a piece of paper, your notebook, or your favorite pen, what we're going to do is we're going to write everything on your mind. Okay, tasks, ideas, worries, dreams, random thoughts. No filtering. Don't worry if it doesn't make sense, because you're the only one who's going to see it. So if it's not grammatically correct, it's just one or two dotted words here and there, that is fine. So why is this going to help? It's going to help because your brain isn't meant to store everything, right? So getting it down on paper is going to free up space for better thinking, other things, rather than worrying about, when am I supposed to get the dry cleaning out? When am I supposed to get the car maintained, right? So this is what we'll do together for 10 minutes. I'm going to put a timer on the screen together, have some nice, lovely, soft music, and we are going to do a brain dump for 10 minutes. Now, here's what I want you to do. If you do finish writing, you think everything's out of your head, before the 10 minutes is up, I want you to do nothing. Right? Avoid doing something else. Avoid looking at your phone. Don't look at your phone. You can sit there, close your eyes, and try and do some maybe shallow breathing. But everybody else, deep breathing, look out the window, try and have this time just for you. Okay, do nothing is a great way for you to just rest and just be. All right, so let's quickly have a look before I start. Yay, Mary Ellie, I made it on time. I'm doing a brain dump too. Woo, woo. Excellent. All right, so this is my A5 Filofax Domino Soft in the duck egg. And look, I can now go straight to my brain dump section, because one of our Mindful Messy March 30-day challenge video that I did was I labeled my top clear divider tabs, and now I could just go without thinking, go look at the second tab, and that is where my brain dump page are. So this was last week. Now, for those of you who are new to my community, this brain dump printable is a freebie. there is, I don't know if you can see how there's a grid there? That way it helps you if you're like me, like to write things, all lined up. That's, it will just help guide you. But really, there is no, you don't have to have it all in columns, all in a row. You can be messy. That's the whole point. We're just going to dump it. Okay, so if this printable is available, if you do sign up for my weekly email newsletter, and so also, if you do join my Plannerets community, free community, it is also there. So normally now what I'm going to do is, if I am going to use any of my free printables or any of my printables when I do showcase it in my videos, I'll make sure to have a link where you can either grab it for free to download, or if you want to look at it in my store, it is available there. Now, I do have the air conditioning on, but I am sweating. So I'm going to turn my handheld fan on, and hopefully it's not too distracting with the buzz. Okay, so that is the free brain dump. Okay, all right. So Melinda says, I have a very tired brain, but going to listen. That's it. This time is also just doing nothing and just listening and being is just a great way to actually have your me time. This is saying to your brain that, hey, we're resetting, we're refocusing, and this is a great opportunity. This is part of self care, just actually listening to something and not focusing on the task and to dos and being productive and, ticking off lists. So well done, Melinda. I love it. This is a great way for you to just be, and then just ease into the evening. If you are watching in the evening, it is Sunday here at 1 p.m. in Sydney, Australia. I love it. Okay, are you ready to go? I am ready to go. So I'm going to put the timer on and I'm going to brain dump. And for today, I'm going to use one of the pens I bought recently, my Pilot Friction, and this is a nice I think they call it cheek pink. Okay, so again, what is it that we're writing? We're just writing all the things in our head, tasks, to-dos, dreams, worries, what we need to do for tonight's meal. Everything, just write it down. Doesn't have to be in any particular order. So if you're ready, I am ready, and I just need to find my mouse. There it is. All right, see you on the other side of 10 minutes. 10 minutes goes so quickly, doesn't it? So I hope if you like that 10-minute timer where it gives you an opportunity to just amongst other people, even though we're not in the same room together, but just all doing the same thing. And sometimes that's all you need to actually get you going is having an accountability partner or someone else that does it along with you. So whether you took the full 10 minutes to brain dump or just sit there and just breathe and just relax and just be and give your time to reset and refocus. Remember, we have to start telling our brain that this is part of the deal. It's a non negotiable that we need to rest, we need to have a break. And then it's going to start picking up and start telling yourself, because if you focus on giving yourself that little bit of self care, that little bit of time to just rest, it's going to go, oh, don't we need to rest again? Because we did that last time and it gave us some really positive outcome that we felt a little bit more relaxed. We didn't feel as rattled and our mind wasn't as cluttered. The more you do it, the better it becomes. So if you find that maybe 10 minutes is too long and then you do get distracted, maybe make it 5 minutes only and then do the 5 minutes of just doing something creative. Do not do any tasks, because what's then the point of taking a break if we're going, oh, well, let me just do this little bit here and let me do this little bit there. You're going to confuse your brain going, are we resting or are we working? Okay, so saying hello to Stephanie in the chat. Hope you are well. So Stephanie says, brain is a hot mess this week. And so this is why it really helps us a lot to take this moment to, it's like as if, you know, letting things settle. You know how when things get shaken up a little bit and then we just let it settle, give it time. Okay. All right. Okay. Now what do we do? And this is what we do in the next step is we've written down all of our brain dump. Right. So all our thoughts, this is tasks, to-dos, worries, dreams, just random things that just pop in your head. Speaking of random thing, something popped in my head, so I wrote it down on a post-it note. If you are, for example, unable to write, just like Elle is today, you can dictate it. So go, if you have whatever your Windows, Mac on your phone, dictate it, because that also, of course, the act of writing helps retain that information or helps you clear your mind a bit better. But also dictating it and then seeing on a page, just go and rattle off. If you're going for a walk, okay, today I got to go and pick up the grocery. I got to go do this and then do that. La 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 da 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 da. It's also a good way to brain dump if you are unable to write or if you are not near your pen, paper, and notebook, okay? And so Steph says that she saw on my Instagram page. So for those of you who may not know, I'm also on Instagram at Marianne Kress. So I haven't been sharing much on my stories because it's just like, I'm, doing so much. So I am telling myself, you don't have to do everything, Marianne, but it was a nice thing. Do you know, just in March, that is the first time I got myself outside. This is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to also make sure I am looking after myself. It's important that I get myself outside. It's not as if it's been raining here where we are or the weather's not good. It's just I have isolated myself. And so this is the one step that I have taken to make sure. So I asked my husband, take me out for a walk, as if like I'm a little puppy, take me out for a walk. So we went for a walk. My oldest son came back from work, so he was able to look after his younger brother. Went out there, and then there was a nice little street festival, got ourselves a drink, and listened to the band, and it was really nice. So if you have an opportunity to get yourself outside, even for 5 minutes, and here, this is me. I am able, I'm not ill, yet I have kept myself inside. So it does do you wonders. I feel good this morning. My migraine isn't as bad, and so it does really make you feel good. So I'm glad that you guys liked my little venture outside. It did go so fast. Yes. It's 10 minutes. See, that's why. So that's why if we always go, we never have time for ourselves. 5 minutes may not seem like a lot, but for our well-being, it could be the key. It could be the turning point that our brain, it sends a signal to our brain that goes, you know what, that thing we did last week where we just took 5 minutes to write things down, that helped us a lot. Can we do that again? And it's gonna start spotting you these things, positive things that it'll trigger your mind to do it more. And like I said, like any habit, it takes time for you to, you might next week you might go, oh, I don't want to do the brain dump, Marianne. I don't want to do that because it's just too much hassle. Okay, so really important. Hello, Linda. How nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. It is live, Linda, Tacoma, WA. What's WA? USA 6:25 Saturday evening. Thank you. What WA? I won't even try my geography with the American states, but do let me know so then I learn a little bit more. Okay, so now it's time to group our categories, because what we want to do is not just clear our mind, but actually take actionable steps. So then that way we are making that small tiny step. So then it helps clear that little bit of that clutter that we have been storing in our mind. Melinda says, so needed this brain dump today. I've had such a long work week. It was a rinse and repeat weeks. Just did the basic. Washington State. Thank you, WA, Washington State. Now I know. I'll try and remember that for next time, or if there's any trivia that, they ask what WA stands for. Washington State. Thank you, Linda. Okay, so how do we categorize? Now, you can categorize any which way you want that will make sense to you. You can do work category, personal, home, school, but sometimes I find that if I do it in that way, this is me personally, is then there's lots of work. And then, of course, that's where a lot of the times where the anxiety and the overwhelm comes from, when one category is just so overwhelming, we don't know what to do with it. Okay, so the way I categorize, I like to use my colorful pens and markers. Pick whatever mark colors will make sense for you. So for me, I'm going to pick, we'll do this one at a time. I'm going to pick green. Okay, so I'm going to create a key at the bottom. And for me, green is to do in the next 1 to 2 days. So 1 to 2 days. Okay, so what I want you to do is, out of all the things that's on your list right now, just skim over it and have a look, grab your marker, and then just go, what are the things that I need to do today or tomorrow? Okay, so I'll give you just a minute, okay, and then you can go and have a look. You don't have to circle everything, but just the next 1 to 2 days, have a look. Okay. I was trying to see if I can do the fade out of the music, but it was just a nice. All right. So as you can see, the color code that I used. So out of the things that was in my head today, the beginning of the brain dump that I put down on paper, what things do I need to do today or tomorrow? Okay, so that's all we're doing, is we're just categorizing for the moment. We're not doing anything with it yet. It's just we're grouping things. It's like, okay, you line up over there and you line up over there and you line up over there. By categorizing it, things that we have to, do next week, we don't have to worry today. So we don't need to have it take space in our brain and worry us or make us anxious about it. Okay, so that's the next one. Hello, Yvonne. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. These brain dumps help me so much to start my day. Yes, the headband. You know why? Because the hair is oily and not washed. So let's pop a headband on. Go, if you have hair that you just go, it's in your face and sometimes it's oily and it's all unkept, headband is your friend. Okay, so that's a really good one. All right, so the next one that I will have, I'm going to do the blue, and the blue is to do within the week. So this week could be as in the next 7 days. So for me, it'll be, say next week. So within the week. Okay. So let's have a look. Grab the whatever color coding you're doing. And then again, you don't have to go and categorize all of it, because sometimes you go, I don't know what that's going to go under. It's okay. Leave it. You don't have to, like you can see here from last week, there's some things on there that I haven't categorized, but it doesn't matter. But guess what? It hasn't taken space in my brain because it's over here. So if I have to ever go, what was that thing that I had? It's like, oh, it's there. And then maybe, in the third week, I could go, I know where to put that. That's something that I can do in the next, within the week or within the month. Oh, Carrie, thank you so much for this. Oh, I do appreciate that. Let me just give you some love. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the super chat. I'm so glad that it's helpful, and it's a great way for us community, because sometimes doing stuff alone is boring and then no one helps drive you or push you forward to do it. And so, you know what? You probably, guys, are helping me more than I am helping you, because I would probably on a Sunday afternoon just be sitting on the couch scrolling, 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 and then 3 hours have gone, and what do I get out of it? Oh, maybe a couple of laughs and some drama of whatever the latest celebrity thing is, right? So this is a great way. I'm so glad, Carrie, and appreciate it, and that you for your super chat as well. Okay, so the blue, again, whatever color code makes sense to you, and put it on your little brain dump page, so then you can remember, because especially if it's new to you, because sometimes I change my color code. It's like, what's that one again? Okay, so what do I need to do within the next 7 days? So let me put the music on again, and then that way we can just for a minute. Okay. I did a manual fade in, fade in. All right, so I'll make sure next time that when that pops back up, that then it's nice and loud. Okay, so did you do that? Have I had a look at what the next one to look? I had this brain dump scheduled for 30 minutes. Normally it would just take you 30 minutes, but I like chatting and we have time. And if you have time, come and join me. But okay, so then that's my, as you can see, now we're starting to group things. We don't have to do anything yet. We're just grouping. We're just seeing what's important, what's urgent, what we can do within the week, and then what can we do within the month. So the month could be till the end of March or the next 30 days. No real time frame, but I know that it's got something, I need to do it within the month. So make sure you get another color. So I'm going to create my keys here. So this is within the month. So I don't know if you saw within the month, when I was categorizing for my within the week, I found another thought that I had, or task that I had, that I circled for the next 1 to 2 days. So then, and if you go, actually, no, this one I don't need to do in the next day or tomorrow, you can then change your color code, right? You don't have to keep it the same within the, so the purple for me within the month. All right, so let's give it another minute, just so then we can go through and have a look at anything that's within the month. Just do that, color it with whatever color you have. Okay, so did you do that? You had a look through the list of things that you have on there that maybe, I'd like to tackle it within the month. It's not urgent, but it's something I'd like to do within the until the end of March or within the next 30 days. Okay, so for me, I have categorized the things that I have. And so, what you're actually going to find, like I'm finding right now that I'm discovering, there are things that I have on there that because if we do brain dump regularly, it's telling our brain, right, that hey, we don't have to store all this information, all this worry, and keep it all in there, because once a month, this girl, she does a brain dump, and so we know we can trust her to know that, hey, we've got stuff written down. So now our brain is starting to go, we don't have to remember it, because somewhere along the line she's going to pop it on paper, or we might have popped it on the paper last week. So then it starts to help you maintain. I'm going to say maintain, because we're not going to get rid of, we may not reduce the overwhelm or the stress and the anxiety yet, but it's going to help you calm your brain, and your brain is going to trust you and to know that, look, it's okay. We're going to have worries, we're going to have lots of things we've got to do, but we know that at least once a week, or you might want to do it every 2 weeks, right? The or more often it is, then of course the better. Your brain is going to start to trust that we have an opportunity to get rid of all the things in our head, at least at the end of the week or at the beginning of the week. Okay. um, Melinda says, Sunday is my normal day for doing my brain dump and prep for the up and coming week. I tend to get more done with you. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Melinda. And really, let's, I mean, for me, it's Sunday now, but let's make some Sunday just a day for us not to worry anymore. And so then we are resting, we are prepared for maybe whatever the week ahead is going to bring us, especially if our work is very, very stressful, or we have a lot of things to do. Mary Ellis says, I find myself creating circles too and adding colors around them. It does help. And the coloring in, because we like color over here, right, is then also giving us that mindful and joyful moment for ourselves. Okay, so the other things that you might have on there are future or someday or maybe ideas, things that are not within the month. But look, I don't want to forget it. Things like, oh, I'd love to learn how to knit. Oh, I'd love to watch, that movie on DVD, Blu-ray, or download it, or whatever it is. Anything else, go grab another color that will make sense for you. Or what you can do is, if you do have a spot in your planner for someday, I have one for my someday maybe. So this is part of my get things done bundle. So it's really just a list. At the moment, I haven't really, I can categorize it as well, but for the moment, I'm not giving myself that too much pressure. Things here that someday maybe I would like to have these planner printables. My other ones that I have to carry over, other things that I have on there is, I'd love to climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I'd love to be able to learn ukulele. Maybe I'd like to learn another language. Someday maybe, future things that I would like to do, but it's not within the immediate future. Okay, so you can pop it in a someday maybe list. So I have one here created, so then I know I can trust myself that at least maybe once a month I can go on my list and go, well, is there any someday maybe things that I would like to do next month? All right, so that's another one. And then the other thing that I'd like to also do is, if I do have, at the moment I'm in a good frame of mind, so I don't have a lot of worry today, because yesterday I went out for a nice little outing with hubby. We had a little bit of bevy, had a bit of little dance on the street, I walked on my walking pad for 15 minutes, and I did a little bit of, dumbbells. So I gave myself a little bit of self-care yesterday. So of course, on the other side of that, the outcome is I feel lighter, I feel clearer, I feel good. But then when I know, well, later in the middle of the week, maybe when I'm stressed or anything like that, I may have things in my head that are worrying me, that are self-doubt, the limiting beliefs. So if you did write any of those, that, oh my God, I'm failing, I didn't do the things that I said I wanted to do last week, I mustn't be any good, or you're criticizing yourself, your ability, your skill, which normally happens when we are burnt out. We become, they call it professional inefficacy. It's when you start to think you are no good at your job when you actually are, but because you are burnt out, you're overwhelmed, you're doing too much, you haven't taken self-care, you haven't taken any break, those self-doubt and limiting beliefs creep in. So if you do have any of those, right, have a look at it and challenge it. Am I really, like for me, like say last week when I was thinking that I was a bad mum, that I wasn't doing enough for my young son who's on the autism spectrum, right? The household was just in a big chaos because we were all just so stressed. My husband and I had carer burnt out, it was like we're trying everything and it feels like everything we were doing weren't good enough. Our son was still having challenging moments, and I had some stuff that, I was saying to myself internally that I'm not a good mom, I'm not a good wife because I'm screaming at my husband, all this stuff. If any of those things did make it into your brain dump today, where self-doubt, limiting beliefs, have a look at it, challenge it. Am I really bad at my job? Am I really not a good friend? Am I right? And then if you know you are a good person and maybe you just stressed and you were feeling down, I want you to cross it off. I do not want it to take any more space in your brain, at least for today. Not saying that, not guaranteed that next week it won't creep up again. But the more we challenge it, the more we say to ourselves, no, this is not true. I am a good person. So bear with me. My son is just heating something in the microwave, right? You can cross it off. Let's not make it take any more space in your head. And then that for me will be, what do you call it? I will cross it off. I won't circle it. I will cross it off. So yeah, my poor little man, he had a really bad tummy ache this morning. So he was just like, oh, Mom, put your hand on my tummy and massage it. So I made a little sock rice heat pack. And so that made him feel better. And he's had a little bit of sleep. Now he's up and about, warming up his food, and they're going to go for their walk. All right, so time to categorize. Have you done that? Have you just had a look at your own brain dump list? So have a look. Anything that you need to do in the next day, today or tomorrow, circle it one color. Anything that's you'd like to do within the week, color it another color. And then anything you want to do for the March. So now what you're doing is you're now narrowing things down, because things that you have to do within the month, guess what? You don't need to worry about it today, right? Because we are always, I know for a lot of us who have lots of things on our to-do list, and where we are getting overwhelmed, it's just, I'm so busy, I feel like I don't have time, I feel like I'm just surviving, because we think everything is urgent and everything is important. Tell you what, if an emergency came up today, that email that you got to send Bob won't matter, right? But in the moment we go, oh, I've got to go and reply and send the report to Bob, poor Bob, whoever Bob is, right? Poor Bob, right? Or it's like, oh, I've got to reply to Sandra, and oh, I've got to get this done. But in the big scheme of things, it may not be important right now, but we categorize it all as important because we haven't broken it down like we are doing now. Looking at it, if it's out of our head and down on paper, we go, oh, actually, I don't need to do that today. Do I need to do it tomorrow? No, tomorrow, because I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be taking the kids to this and that. So I won't do that tomorrow. I'll do it on next week. Okay, so really, really important. Let me know if this is being very, very helpful for you. Okay, so this helps, like I said, is because when it's in our head, it's messy. Get it out. Right, so we write it down, we see it a little bit clearer, and then it's still a big mess, because remember, when we're writing it down, it's just all over the place. Now what this does is it's going to help, sort it and give it more clarity. Okay, so the next thing to do is we're going to look at each category. And when we are circling, we're going to ask, okay, what actually needs my attention right now? And then you're going to go, no, yes, no. That could be till next week. All right. What can I let go of or postpone? And so that, you might go, oh, I've got to get this done today. And when you go, well, no, I don't actually have to get this done today, because even if I get this done today, they won't look at it until Tuesday when they're back at work at their desk. So why are you getting all stressed and anxious about it when, it's going to sit at someone's email inbox until Tuesday? Okay, so really, and also have a look. Is this something you have to do, or can you delegate it? Can you ask for help from the children or the hubby, or or extend the deadline for it? So many things you can do with the things. Just because it's on your list of things to do does not necessarily mean you are the one that has to do it. We can delegate, we can postpone, we can move it till April, right? We have the power to do that, because all we're doing is just categorizing. And what's the one small step I can do today? Just today, what's one small step? So let me quickly have a look what my next note is. Okay, so out of these things, so out of your next 1 to 2 days, okay, so mine is green. All right, out of my all my greens, because now we have categorized it and we're now looking at just that. We're not worrying about anything else. Out of those things, what's 1, 2, or 3 things to focus on this week? Okay, so let's go and take time to just have a look. Out of the things that you have circled to do today or tomorrow, what 1, 2, or 3 things can you focus on this week? So I'm going to have a look so you see you, Susan. So yes, see, Susan has an important priority. Gotta feed those teenage boys, because when those teenage boys are hungry, they get all all anxious themselves. So we'll see you again soon, Susan, in the comment section. All right. So what I did with mine, I just used my black pen and just did an asterisk, and then all right. So for me, we're going to finish up reading our the occupational therapy report that we had done for my young son Zach. I got to get outside again, because why? It was good. It made me feel good. Hey, sometimes I need reminding that, Marianne, these things, they are good for you. All right. So these things, get myself outside and just go for a walk. And here I have put one of the last things I put in my brain dump is have fun. Enjoy the process. I forget to have fun with the things I'm doing. Yes, a lot of our tasks are not fun. It's not exciting, but we can make it fun. We can do highlights and use different colored pens when we're doing things. Okay, that is for me, my top 3 things. So what do I do with this? I take those top 3 things and pop it in my planner. Right away, I need to put it down so I don't forget it. So it'll be for my tomorrow. Okay, so whatever it is, if you've got your planner open right now and you got a section for today or for tomorrow, whenever you need to do those, well, the get outside is for today. Okay, so I know that's the get outside Sunday. So I've got it here, get outside. I'm going to highlight that, so then that way it stands out. So I'm going to get outside. And again, remember, make it fun, highlight it, put a nice big arrow sticker or put a border around it. So I'm going to make sure I get outside. Okay, so I have transferred that get outside onto my daily planner for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a black ink. And guess what? I'm just crossing it out, because now I've transferred it somewhere else where I'm actually able to take actionable steps. The other one is finish reading up the report. So I need to go and write that for today. because my husband and I keep going, yes, we're going to, because it's a long report. You know, these occupational therapy reports are so long that sometimes we get, burnt out reading it. And of course, when it comes to reading reports for your son, it's sort of like, it is very emotionally draining, because when it's talking about your son and their well-being, finish reading OT report. So I know I have to do that today. See, the next 1 to 2 days. So now that I've transferred that, because this is what I'm going to look at today, I can now get my black ink and take that off. See what will happen now is all of this before was just all in my head. If I left it all in my head and then not take these steps that you and I are taking, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to go, oh, could I read that report? And I should really go outside. Oh, it's just all too much and I'm not feeling good. So what do? I just sit on the couch and do nothing. Scroll on my phone. Oh, and then, we didn't finish reading that report. Oh no, I didn't get myself outside. Now I'm hard on myself and feel guilty for not doing it, taking any action. And then my brain now goes, Marianne, what's the point? Here you are saying this is the things you should do to make yourself feel better, and then you didn't do it. You're a failure, right? See how if we don't take actionable steps and take these brain dumping, sorting, having a look at just 1 to 2 or 3 priorities for today or the next day, it can swirl in your head over and over. Now, you may not do this each and every day or each and every week, but the more you do it, and even just a little bit, if you just go and brain dump for 2 minutes and just sort as quickly as you can, it will start help you build that habit, muscle memory. All right, so do not be hard on yourself if you just got up to the brain dump section and then didn't do anything about it. Come back next week. Let's do it again. All right, so really important that at the same time that you are taking time to build these new habits, things that will helpfully, help maintain your calm, reduce overwhelm, keep those stress at bay. Right? The more we do it, the better we are. So why is this helpful, that just prioritizing on 1 to 3 things? Because not everything is urgent. I'm learning this too. So I always think I have to do everything. I got to get this done because I got to be able to make money for my family, and because money worries, and then I can't sleep at night, and then I start arguing with my husband, and then I start screaming at my kids, right? By just focusing on 1, 2, or 3 things, you are starting to note that not everything is urgent. It's going to help you focus on what truly matters right now without overwhelming yourself. So have a look. I want you to have a look now. Were you able to go and look at your brain dump? And had out of the things that's from your 1 to 2 days that's you'd like to do in today or tomorrow, did you look at what's most important, or what you should focus on the next step? That's all we're doing. It's just the next step, not the next step at 4:00 this afternoon, but just the next step. Okay, so if you haven't had the chance, make sure you take a moment to pick your focus areas. So for me, focus area is getting myself outside, because I need to build that habit again, because I've kept myself inside saying that, I don't want to do it, I'm too tired, making excuses. I'll just go for a walk later, when I know the benefits are tenfold, 100-fold. Okay, here we are. All right, so brain dump for 10 minutes. We sorted it into categories. So if you want to go back and have a look at the different categories that I use, go back or create your own, whatever will make sense to you. Okay, so really important. Let me quickly have a look where I am. How do you feel right now versus how you felt when you first started? A little bit lighter, maybe? Clearer? That's what brain dumping will do. It's it's like the analogy that I like to use is a backpack. Okay, so if you have a backpack right now with all those thoughts that's in your head, each and every thought, tasks, to-dos, worries, okay, so imagine you got your backpack, okay, thoughts in your head are bricks, right? Each thought, each worry, each task, each dream, right, are bricks that you have in your backpack, and you're carrying that around with you. What a brain dump does? You're removing the bricks from that backpack. And what happens to the backpack? It gets lighter. You're able to move forward a little bit faster with more ease. You're not, you don't have your back pain, right? So what that does is going to make your health lighter and clearer. Okay, so then what do we do with those bricks of thoughts that we brain dump? We sort them into piles. 1 to 2 days, next within the week, within the next month, maybe some day later, or oh, we don't need that brick. That's a silly brick, thinking we're ugly and we're not worthy. Throw that brick. Why am I carrying that around? Okay, and then you go, look, okay, the next day or two, what do I need to do? I've got 7 things that I need to do in the next 1 to 2 days. What's 1, 2, or 3 things I can do and I can focus on? Okay, I'd like to do that. Pop that brick back in your backpack. Okay, I can do that. Okay, and you know what? 2 focus, that's enough for me. How much lighter is your backpack with just the things you need to focus on right now? Once you've done those, guess what? There's nothing in your backpack. Then you can go pick up another brick, right? That is how powerful a brain dump can be. So what I want you to do, just a little quick, for those of you who haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do. I really love it when, especially when you hit that bell, because then you'll go get the notification when I do upload new videos. Although sometimes YouTube doesn't, so I do have another way for you to get notification. All right, so this is your challenge this week, okay? I want you to do, if you didn't have a chance to do this with me today, come back, watch the replay, at least go to the 10-minute timer, remove all distractions, put your phone on the other side of the room. If you finish brain dumping before the 10 minutes timer is up, just sit there and take some deep breaths. Stare out the window, but do not do anything. Don't do any cleaning, don't do any task, okay? So this is really going to be good. Or when, of course, you feel stuck or overwhelmed, you don't have to wait until the end of the week. So drop a comment below, okay? So if you are here right now in the chat, let me know, but come back in the comments, because sometimes the chat don't show up until after a while. What's one key takeaway from today's session? For me, it's the bricks. I don't have to carry those bricks around with me. I can just carry 1 to 2 that's right now, the focus right now. So if you are a visual person like me, just imagine if you do not do a brain dump, you are carrying loads and loads and loads of bricks. And what happens to a backpack that is full and heavy? The straps break. Then it doesn't function the way it should. That's why I love analogy. I really love analogy, because I can just picture it. It's like, if you go, I'm overwhelmed. It's like, that's because my backpack is full of bricks that I haven't sorted through, okay? So if you do want to go deeper into things like this and being helped, or be around community members that are doing the same, you can join my Plannerettes community. Okay, so there is the QR code there, and so what I'm doing more is anything like this. I'm putting a post, so then it's up there. You can share any ideas you've had, anything that's working well with you. It just doesn't have to come from me, because I'm in the same position as you. I'm just learning as I go, as well as I manage this adult life of mine, because wherever you are right now, this is the first time that you are doing that. This is the first time that I am, as a 50-year-old mom, wife, who for the first time have a 17-and-a-half-year-old, 16-year-old son, right? Every single day is the first time we're always doing something new, because we've never learned this before, we've never done it before, or whatever. So what you share with me, right? You might be the 2 to 3 steps ahead of me because you've had experience in that, or you've gone through that. So sharing your ideas will also help the rest of the community, and the more we help support each other, lift each other up, push each other forward with kind words and support, even better. So make sure you join the Plannerettes community, and there's the QR code there. Stephanie says, oh, I totally will be watching the replay. I came midway to this video. So yeah, come back and have a look. So really, really important is you don't have to do it all. Okay, I just want to let you know that you don't have to do it all right now. Because I know I've heard from a lot of you that I've got so much on my to-do list. I'm just surviving. I'm just ticking. And a lot of, being busy does not necessarily mean being productive or effective, right? So just because we're ticking those things on our task, some of those things are probably not important to us. It won't matter in 10 weeks, in 10 years. So put yourself first. Whatever you do, if you have 1, 2, or 3 focus, make sure there is something for you, because you got to look after yourself first before everybody else. Okay, so just start small actionable steps. Let's keep taking messy, mindful steps forward. I appreciate you, and I will see you again next time. Bye everybody. Bye bye. Bye.